Okay, guys, what's up, everybody? It's me again, and we're back with part 3 of the Black Lucci guide. And in this video, we're gonna try to break down the DOFLAMINGO matchup. Go over some things I might have said wrong, some things I found out about my testing, and how to play this matchup and how to win most of the time. And it really comes down to 4 rules that I think are really important to follow. And then on top of that, we're going to go through an early game video of DOFLAMINGO in a second. So let's get started. So the matchup overview. This is important to keep in mind. We need to first know that this matchup's kind of sacky, so if they see like a bunch of Jinbeis, you kind of can get sacked sometimes, and you just won't be able to remove such an aggressive board just because how strong this board is. But there are a lot of things we can do to mitigate that, and one of the most crucial things we can do is playing 5-cost Kaku. 5-cost Kaku is really strong because not only does it clear that body, it's a little better than Who's Who because it's a 6k body and you don't have trash cards, so that's great. And then on top of that, it can swing 7 into most of DOFLAMINGO's bodies, making it a pretty big threat on our board and helping us take care of DOFLAMINGO's board. So in the mulligan, we are really not actually looking for Jack. Jack might be a cut down. I don't think we have time to play Jack in this matchup, but he can be good on 7 if you have the Kaku already. But I think it's more important to have Kaku in hand, and Kaku I think could be a 3 of if you expect to play a lot of Dofi. On top of that, I think answers like Lucci and Soap Sheep are really good, plus Ice Age, Brook plus Lucci are really good. So just keep these cards in mind, and these are the cards you need to be looking for in your opening hand. Gecko is not very important. Gecko will come when it's needed. It's more important that you just take this board under control. But yeah, I mean, you will need these big like at least a Gecko to close out. It'll help, but let's first keep in mind that we have to respond to Jinbei Weevil probably 3 times. Okay, so in the matchup overview, we're gonna we're gonna counter all swings that take at least 1 card, except in this specific scenario, which I'm gonna explain in a second. This is pretty self-explanatory. You're playing against an aggro deck. I've probably said this in most aggro matchups, like Reiju or whatever. I've talked about in all my videos that you should just counter all the swings that take at least 1 card. It's just efficient in aggro matchups. Alright, so matchup overview, rule 2. So, be prepared to use a 2k and a 1k, particularly if they're bringing 7k at you in the early game. You think they're going to putting you like the turn before you Gecko. So 2k, 1k, so you don't get too many cards in hand, and you get pudding, then lose all your bullshit. Okay, so that's a pretty easy tip. I don't think that's very difficult to understand. And then the next thing is that, so if they're swinging 5k at you on their second dawn, so they're going to 4 dawn, they're probably going to play Jinbei Weevil. So that swing, you probably just want to take that swing, especially like if your hand is like bad. If your hand is good, you can consider not taking it, but most times you want to just take at least 1 card from your life, because the first life is like a resource card, just making your hand a little bit bigger and more options, especially if you don't have an answer to clear the board. Take this life, because they're just going to play Jinbei Weevil. They're not going to do anything else. So yeah, just take that life. It's a really important life to take, because sometimes it might be the answer to clearing their board. And the rule number 4, and we're going really quick with these because I want to just show you the gameplay more of this one, and there's not really a lot of nuances I can tell you other than mulligan for Kaku and play Soap Sheep Lucci to clear the board. But another rule is don't go down to 0 life, never go down to 0. So you can also have like this an additional 1 life lethal barrier in case you want to play Rebecca Sabo or whatever, and play around their Perfume Fever, because if they have Perfume Fever, you're just fucked, because if you can clear the whole board and you're at 0 life, you're cooked, right? So that's kind of the main things. Now let's cut right into the gameplay video. And while I'm cutting into the gameplay video, this is like an early game gameplay. This isn't the full game, just because I knew this game was already kind of lost from a certain point in it. So there was like kind of no reason necessarily to keep recording this game. So let's go ahead, and I'm gonna bring it over here, and we're gonna switch it over to there where the live gameplay's at, and I'm gonna pause it. So let's see if I go window capture and this. Okay. I don't know why it's black screen. Maybe that will... Okay, so that's not gonna work. This is very weird. Bro, what is going on? What the fuck? Okay, we're gonna just fucking do this. Go to display capture and do this, and then, yeah. Okay. Alright, guys. This is the gameplay. And you can see recorded on OBS a little bit ago. Let's see. So, in this gameplay video, this is the opening hand. This is actually kind of crazy for the Dofi video, because this is pretty exact on what you want to see. You want to mulligan for that 5-cost Kaku going first, and I'm going first in this scenario, so this hand's really good situation. We got those 2 Surus in there too for the reduction event, so we got some reduction. We got a Kaku. I'm liking this hand. We're able to clear the body and have that swinger early. So I think, yeah, we go ahead and we keep it. Let's go ahead and just make this a little bit faster. And in games like these, so I go ahead and I play this Phantom on 1, obviously. I'm not going to play the Tempest Kick. I need that. Looks like I got the Who's Who. This game was a little unfortunate because, okay, we got to remember Kaku needs that. Okay, and then he goes ahead and plays the Teach. Okay, so I'm going to swing. Looks like I just got to swing an 8 at him. I don't see I want to play the Tempest Kick to filter. There's no reason to do that. And, so worst case scenario, he plays Jinbei Weevil here. But he actually ends up having a pretty bad early game, you know? So, just trying to see what he's doing here. And, we're preparing to clear one of his bodies, whether it's just one of them. We can't clear 2 unless we had Soap Cheap Lucci, which would be pretty good. What I should have kept in mind, though, right here is that I need 2 targets. So I could have countered out of this. I should have countered out of this because if I looked in my trash, I didn't have a lot of CP targets. But I end up taking, this is probably one of the weird situations where you wouldn't do that, but I think this is still fine. And it's actually that, so that's pretty good. And look, that gets rid of the Teach, which would actually possibly be pretty bad. Yeah. So, then we look, and we're looking at our trash, and I think, let's go back. You can see right here, look at my trash. I barely see it. Okay, so we only got Kaku in there, and now we're like, fuck, I gotta play Kaku, so I have to hit the CP off the mill, and if I don't hit the CP off the mill, I'm just cooked. So this is a really bad spot to be in, and I should have discarded the Who's Who. That's why watching your own games can be really good. Okay, so next, I think we're gonna just do that. And yeah, we hit the Lucci off the mill, which is kind of unfortunate. We have to put the Lucci at the bottom of the deck, but we're getting to clear the boa. He's gonna guard this, obviously, but we're gonna go ahead and play the Kaku, KO that, and then. So he plays the boa. And then he's gonna play the Mihawk. So no Jinbei yet. So we're kind of sacking the fuck out of him here. And we'll just go ahead and two that, because if we take that, we're gonna draw another card, and that puts us in pudding range, and we don't want to get pudding. We got a Gecko in hand, and we got another Kaku in here, and we don't have reductions. We're gonna try to hit it off the mill again. It looks like it. And as you can see, like we're just focusing on clearing the board here. We don't have Jack here, and Jack's not super necessary, but this Kaku is super strong, and going first and playing Kaku is just so strong. I think Kaku is probably like the tech for this matchup if you're gonna play anything. And look, so six. This is good because he can't just block 1K. He could just, you know, let the boa die, but then he goes ahead and okay, so we're gonna Kaku the boa now. Send those to the bottom again. We sent to Lucci, which is kind of unfortunate, and then we can go 7 into the Mihawk, and this makes him start dropping counter. Like, this is the strat. And then okay, so from this point, also actually like I'm playing my friend over here, and we're playing like LAN. So I think at this point he was just like, fuck it, this game's lost. So yeah, this is just the early game, and at this point we're just like, yeah, it's cooked from here. He has like 5 cards in hand. I have like 2 Kakus on the board he can't get rid of, and Kaku's super strong because you can't bounce it, so like he can't get rid of them. They're gonna be hitting his Jinbeis all the fucking time, and he's preparing to go into a terrible late game with me playing Gecko and Tempest. It's just looking great for me. So this is an example of the early game into DOFLAMINGO, and this was my little guide on DOFLAMINGO. If you like videos like this, check out my other parts. I'm also gonna have someone commented they wanted a BY Luffy kind of explanation guide, or not explanation guide, like explanation over the commentary and the game plan and action. So we'll try to make that too. Alright, have a good one, guys.